Welcome, everyone, and happy Thursday. It is noon Eastern time here in Ambler, Pennsylvania, the booming metropolis just outside of Philadelphia. And you know what that means. It is time for Talent Experience Live, the show that covers everything that you need to know in talent acquisition, talent management, recruiting, and HR as a whole. The Talent Experience Live program is proudly brought to you by the good folks here at Phenom, whose purpose is to help 1 billion people find the right work. Obviously, we joke that is not a typo. It is a lot of people, and it's why we host fantastic episodes of this program, why we have Customer Obsession Day coming up, why we have I Am Phenom in the future, and why we are at every single HR tech event under the sun this fall. Now, you may be asking, well, that's all great content, but how do you truly help 1 billion people find the right work? And the answer is quite simple. It is through our Intelligent Talent Experience platform, which helps candidates find the right fit faster, employees evolve in their current roles and beyond, recruiters achieve next level productivity and efficiency through automation and intelligence, and managers get to build better teams through data analytics and automation. All of this, of course, is powered by super slick artificial intelligence. So if any of that interests you at all, don't walk to phenom.com, but of course wait till after this program is over, because we have a fantastic episode for you today. I mentioned there a moment ago, we are talking about Customer Obsession Day. In the words of Mariah Carey, why are we so obsessed with our customers? And the answer is quite simple. They're helping us achieve our purpose. Today, I have a very special guest who's going to chat about Global Customer Obsession Day coming up next Wednesday. I am joined by Alison Ebling today on the program. Welcome.
Thanks.
How are you?
Good.
How's the day going?
Busy.
Busy.
Usual. Yeah.
Of course. I want to ask you, it's kind of tradition on the show that no one ever grows up wanting to work in HR or HR tech. It's not something you see on a kindergartner's first day of school, kind of chalkboard or what have you. So most people say that they just fell into HR tech. How about you? How did you stumble into this career?
Well, let's start with the support space, because I don't think everybody really wants to grow up and say, I want to help in support. So I don't want to show my age, but I have been a ticket taker in my previous life. And my previous company, actually, I was in an organization that probably doesn't even exist anymore. It's called business management. So it was a combination of your account management, your customer success or customer value, and support. So all of that was baked into one big role. One day my director came to me and said, we're going to move you to a new team. Well, so, I mean, what do you do when someone says that? You have to accept, but my heart dropped. All the thoughts were going through my head. What did I do wrong? Yeah. Why was I picked? Thinking all the negative things, because I think support, negative, right? And I basically just said, okay, I'll move on. Yeah. Got my feet wet, got a new manager, and actually I kind of liked it. So, it was probably a good thing. What I didn't know at the time is that director was actually setting me up for success. He must have seen something in my skill set that I didn't know about. I know you like skills.
Yeah, love skills. Love skills.
So, apparently I was really good at troubleshooting, technical solutions, understanding people's problems and untangling whatever I needed to. And a lot of that transcribed into the client-facing support team that they were building. So it was actually a good fit. I didn't know that then. I grew on to actually manage the team, show the value of the team, and then build out the whole client-facing support team. Okay. So fast forward a few years, I'm in support at Phenom. something I brought with me was actually the understanding of keeping your clients happy. And I don't know if it was because it was drilled into my brain. It was a previous core value. But it's kind of something that's always been with me, that I want to do the right thing. I want to keep my clients happy. And I feel like that probably helped into why I got into Customer Obsession Day. But that's kind of where I am today. I'm one of the global directors in customer care.
You like helping people, and people do grow up wanting to help folks. Most of the time they're doctors, right? Firemen, firewomen, whatever it may be.
The fun helping, yes.
Also, I got my college degree in business management. To hear that may no longer be a thing is devastating.
Well, I'm in business marketing.
Yeah.
So there you go.
So we could switch places. And I think the skill set that you would probably have that was identified by that fantastic manager back in the day was the ability to keep calm during maybe a storm, right? And no pun intended with the events that are going on right now. But I couldn't do it. I worked in a kind of a customer support role in the finance world, and I hated it. So kudos to you. The patience must be through the roof. I remember putting people on mute and saying things that I would never say on the air during this. So I'm super excited that you really do have a passion for that, and that you're willing to help the customer, and that core values are connected there. So we're here talking about Customer Obsession Day, something that is near and dear to your heart. I want to ask you, when is it officially happening, and how did it come about? I think this is something new that Phenom's doing, right? So yes. Here, I'll hand the floor over to you.
Brand new. It's You already said it, but it is Wednesday, October 16th, 10 a.m. Eastern, live from Phenom here in Ambler. But how did it come about? So last year when we were at I Am Phenom, if you don't know what it is, go look it up. We kind of got the idea that the HRIT and the HR Ops persona didn't get as much attention as we really wanted it to be. We were thinking about content that was maybe missing in the program, and we started building ideas. And that's kind of where the main idea of Customer Obsession Day started. I do want to call out one client. They will be speaking next week. I'm very excited. McCain Foods. And McCain has a really interesting story that they're going to share, because they bought Phenom. They came to I Am Phenom in 2023. Not knowing anything, came just to suck it up like a sponge, right? And then they came in 2024, and they were in implementation. So support didn't even know about them yet. I mean, we knew they were in the process of coming to us, but they made it a point to stop by our booth, to say hi, to understand what we had to offer, to understand what was life like after implementation. And they had a lot of questions for us. They wanted to know, how do I support my team? How do I staff my team? And the light bulb went off, because I don't have an article for that. I don't have an answer for that. I can't tell you to go to the community. So that was one of the main content drivers, is that we were gathering ideas from events that we were lacking in content.
It's exciting. And not every customer is like McCain, right? No. Where they are eager to go find solutions to problems that don't even exist yet, right? Create articles that don't even exist at all. So I want to ask you, obviously, it's super exciting about having Customer Obsession Day, about it being a new thing. I think we're always trying new things to please our customers and help us help a billion find the right work. Where would somebody have gone previously for this information, right? I mentioned that not everyone's like McCain. How would they have gotten it before? And was that a key factor in creating this live event next week that's saying, hey, there is a place for it, but let's make it a little bit easier, a little bit more accessible?
You're right. We do have the community. We do have our LMS, extensive training courses, right? There's a lot of content out there. There's probably too much content, but then there's also gaps where we saw that there's stuff that's missing. Today, anyone can go to the community and search for articles, search for help, troubleshooting how something works. But I really think that us finding the gaps and curating some of this content will help fill it, because we didn't know that clients needed that help. We didn't know that no one knows how to set up their team. We didn't know that maybe you need some more lessons learned from tips and tricks about implementation. Or there's so many articles out there for troubleshooting that you might not have time to read through all of it, right? So we picked and choose some of the more important items, and we're showcasing some of that in our troubleshooting steps. So, but I think we forgot to talk about what is Customer Obsession Day.
Yes,
right?
That's shame on me. Host of the year, take the plaque away. Yes, no. What is Customer Obsession Day, Allison? Thank you for getting me back on track.
No, it's okay. So obviously, I mentioned support being negative.
Yeah.
Support really gets a bad rap, and that's just in any industry, in any type of business, right? Who wants to pick up the phone and call customer care? Who wants to enter a ticket because something doesn't work or they need more help, right? So obviously, technology could fail on its own, but our team has curated all this content, I told you, because we found gaps. But we want to show you that we have successes. It's not that bad, really. That we actually have come a long way. We have history at Phenom. We've grown the team, so we'll talk a little bit about that. But we do really wake up every day obsessed with our customers and wanting to keep them happy. So that is the true goal of the day. We want to empower the HRIT folks, the ops folks, to be a partner because we felt like they were a little left out. We want to show them the improvements. We want to cover topics that will help engage them a little bit more. We want to help them, show them the AI technologies that we have. We have a new chatbot that is really going to blow the stage, right? Okay. We have the chatbot now in the portal that is connected to our community, that's connected to our knowledge base, that's going to be helping serve a little bit more content than just your typical, can you close my ticket?
Yeah.
How does this work, right? But we also want to mention that we're not going to disappear because we have so much technology too, is that it's not Halloween yet. So we're not going to, ghost you. We're here behind the scenes. And we want to strategize with you to make sure you're more successful.
Yeah. That's exciting because I think there is a stigma around support and everyone learns differently, right? As well, it's exciting to hear the chatbot coming into existence, but some people avoid that, right? Because they've had bad chatbot experiences. I know when I go to find support for some of the technologies that I use in my day-to-day, I avoid the FAQs page. I'm not ashamed to say that. It confuses me. So this offers an opportunity, if I'm understanding correctly, for everyone to get almost in the same room together, whether it be a digital room or have you, and learn, but also potentially ask questions on some of the topics, right? Have some back and forth conversation with, maybe the speakers or the attendees and say, hey, I had that issue too. It's awesome to learn that this is a way to get it resolved. Am I way off there?
No, we are planning to have some QA sessions with clients and some members of our team. So we have some of those planned where we'll be asking some questions to engage kind of what their thoughts were. So putting them on the spot as well.
Of course, you have to. You need that. You need to put people on the spot every now and again and get them out of their comfort zone.
Like me right now.
Yeah. I want to ask you, what can attendees expect and who is this for? Right. You mentioned it's our customers. You mentioned it's HRIT quite a bit who maybe get overlooked. I even did so in the beginning of the show when I said talent management, talent acquisition, and HRIT, of course. But what can those folks expect to learn from the event? If there's anything in particular you'd like to highlight.
Well, we don't want to just say it's only for ops and IT, right? It could be anyone.
Yeah.
Everyone's company comes in all shapes and sizes. So we have some companies where there's a one-man shop or one-woman shop. So we have other companies where there's so many people. I don't want to limit it to just the IT and ops folks. I think that other team members may get something out of it. It's also, I wouldn't say limited to just our customers. Prospects might find some answers to their questions before wanting to, be a customer themselves, be here with us one day. But what will you learn? I really think it depends on what you're going for. Are you someone that's like, I need some tips and tricks to get better at troubleshooting, right? Then maybe you want to fast forward to that section. Maybe you want to understand a little bit more about how to build your team because you feel like you're missing some of the key players. So maybe you want to listen to that section. A prospect might want to hear about our new support packages. We're definitely going to be showcasing them in a Q&A session, I think with one of the marketing team members. So that should be a good one to hear about. But there's so much content actually that we could probably go on for a whole day. So we're going to have to trim some of it to get it for our session.
Yeah. And I'm sure it will be available on demand for folks who aren't able to attend, and they can find what really matters to them at the end. I want to ask you, you mentioned McCain.
Yes.
Is there any other speakers that you're looking forward to hearing? Maybe it's even yourself.
I will be speaking, yes. So stay tuned for a laugh.
And you mentioned marketing there as well. A laugh, is it a stand-up comedy routine?
No. But you'll hear from actually members from all over global customer care. So we are global, hence in the name. So we have folks in India that will be speaking. We have folks in Europe speaking all over the US. We also have clients, both international and US based. Some of those clients, I mentioned McCain. Maybe it's because I like the frozen food section. But we have Verisure, we have Fox Rehab, and Waste Connections, just to name a few, but there are plenty more.
I know. I mean, there's going to be more. And as a parent of a toddler myself, I love the frozen food section as well. I'm just feeding into the dad stereotype there, where we're doing, French fries and chicken fingers for dinner. But you get the idea. You have to do what you have to do at a pinch. Is there a session you are personally looking forward to the most? I know you haven't seen all the content yet. I'm sure some of the discussions are still being had on developing it and making sure that you're hitting on some of the key factors for folks. But so far, is there one that you're looking forward to?
This is a good one because I don't want to say mine.
You can say yours.
No, because then I'll draw too many people to listen to it, and then they'll laugh at me. But I do like my content because, like I said, we don't have anything out there yet, so it's something new about how to staff your team. But I think the support packages is actually exciting because the way that we're trying to portray them isn't just someone explaining all the packages and giving you a list. There's more of a context around them and why we built them. So I'm going to go with that. And then I would say maybe a few of the troubleshooting sections because I learned something just by looking through the content.
Which is good, right?
Yeah.
That's why we're having it. I know hearing from, the GCC team is always so exciting. I talked with Mark at this point, probably a year ago. Okay. And he described a lot of what went into the plans and the approach to, your team was built off of the experience that he'd had at places like the Ritz-Carlton, right? Where he'd go in, and it's not something that you typically think of when you're submitting a ticket, right? But it speaks to the fact that customers truly are a top priority for us, even if things aren't going well. It's let's get this resolved and make it work for you. I think, as you mentioned, organizations are not all the same size, shape. They're all built differently. So creating a customized solution for some individuals at times is necessary, right? Now, I'm not saying we rework the entire intelligent talent experience platform, but based on the intricacies there. So probably a good opportunity for folks to see how other teams are building out their teams, right? To speak to your session and who's responsible for what and maybe what future skills or positions they may need to hire for in the future based on this. Am I way off there?
No, you're right. You're on track. I wasn't sure if Mark also mentioned Whole Foods because he likes that example too, right? Like so we can show you where the answer is.
Yeah. Right? I love, we're talking a lot about food here. It's Thursday at noon. It makes sense. So you mentioned it's not specific to the HRIT team. Anyone can be invited. If there was one persona that you thought was most vital to be at Customer Obsession Day, who do you think it would be? Who would get the most information from it?
Probably the operations. Anything operations related. Okay. Because we tend to see operations people kind of float, right? Sometimes they're more on the ticket side in a company. Other times they might be more of like an SME on the recruiter side. So,
all right. So if you're watching this and you're not in operations, send it to your operations folks to get them to be there. They won't want to miss it. You mentioned a ton of people are going to be a part of this. Is there anyone who maybe is a little jealous that they weren't included with this?
Probably. I mean, we do have a large client list that's going to be speaking. Obviously, we're always looking for more. Yeah. And if you are passionate about HR tech and Phenom and think that you want to, put your face to the show next time, we'd love to have you. We're always building more content, right?
Yeah.
We're trying to come up with some more ideas. If this is a big thing, maybe we'll have another one next year, right? So if you are interested, you can obviously reach out directly to me. I'll get you in touch with whoever needs to move forward. Or if you don't know who I am, contact your Phenom rep and tell them to put them in touch with me.
Awesome. If there's one thing Phenom is obsessed with, it's days. Just in AI day, skills day, customer obsession day now. So you're definitely having
a day
next year
or a day.
another. We're having a day. No, this is exciting. I want to give you the opportunity. One last pitch, for maybe somebody who's on the fence about attending, that you'd like to share to get them to attend Customer Obsession Day.
Well, I mean, there's a lot to say in one little pitch, but I guess it's more of join us to hear some of the successes we had and how we've grown and how we've learned from you, right? And how we're still learning and still growing, and we're trying to incorporate technology and the human touch to make it one happy family.
Awesome. I'm glad that I didn't have to eat the hot wings to promote this particular day like I did for AI Day with John Harrington, because that was brutal, Allison. But thank you so much for joining me today. I can't wait to have you on the program again to promote next year, maybe even a recap episode in a couple weeks. But in the meantime, I hope you have a very successful Customer Obsession Day. We can't wait to be there. And to all of you at home, please do sign up. You can find it at phenom.com, right?
Yeah, phenom.com. Go to the events. We're right at the top.
Yep. And there you will find it. But in the meantime, I hope everyone has a safe, happy, and healthy weekend. And we will see you next week. Thanks so much.